All right, Knights. Welcome to our second installment of our YouTube special.
Second installment.
Are you ready for this?
Dude, I'm ready.
What should we talk about?
Oh, let's talk about The Witcher.
Did you toss a coin for him?
Dude, I tossed a coin for
Toss
my
a
Witcher.
coin for you, Witcher.
Oh, Valley of Plenty.
That's all I know. Yeah, that's pretty good, though. Should do our own.
You gotta, let me do my Geralt voice. F.
Yen.
Yennefer.
Seriously,
I
the
turn
whole
into
show.
a Batman voice, so that's my problem. I always turn into a
Yen.
Where's Rachel? Rather than like a actual Geralt voice. It's like a Batman voice
it's
for me,
an
so I don't know what
exhale.
to do. But
It's
I did
the
wear
exhale.
I wore my Superman shirt for Superman, who I just read recently. So this is just just a small nerd news. We're gonna do a review of The Witcher,
Yes.
just real quick.
Real quick, do it.
He has said that officially he's not finished with the cape. He hasn't hung up the cape yet. So, but let's talk about The Witcher. Let's get into it.
Yes.
We only got 10 minutes, so we're gonna
Test
jam.
minute. All right, let's go. Did you play the game?
For about an hour, I played it with my friend and said no, thank you.
No, thank you. The third one or all of them?
The third one.
Okay, that's my only into the world of The Witcher is the third one. Mm-hmm. So going into it, wide open because it's not the third installment. It's in the beginning. So I genuinely loved it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lie. I mean, do you want a GBN it or should we just
Yeah, let's
go?
GBN it.
GBN,
It
for those who
keeps
don't
us
know, is
organized.
the good
Bad.
and nerdy of it all.
I was gonna point to your shirt, but it doesn't say good, bad,
It
and
says
nerdy.
nerdy on
Originally,
it.
our name was almost the good, bad, and nerdy.
But we're the dead
Light.
nerds.
Nerds.
All right. Nerds. So yeah, the good for me was that it was a different world, different aspect. Netflix did a really good job on keeping the theme of the show alive and just making it quick. It wasn't slow. It wasn't slow progressing at all. That's good for me.
Yeah, I think the good for me, I really liked, and this is gonna be mostly spoiler free. We're not gonna get too heavy into
Yeah,
spoilers at
just
all.
aspects of it.
Yeah. So for me, there are certain like medieval looking games where it's really dark and the monsters are scary and it's an interesting light and it's very medieval. I'm trying to think of the like Dark Souls game can be like that a little bit. where
Dragon
they're
Age
knights.
Inquisition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Games like that, and this was very much like that. So yeah, it was really cool to see a movie adaptation where they weren't trying to make it like anything else other than just it had this really cool theme that you don't see very often.
Go back and forth of it. I'll give you my bad, and this is just me bad. I didn't like the time jump.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it
the way
threw
it was
me off.
edited.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of a spoiler, not really, but there's time jumps into it. But
This isn't a spoiler though, because you know at the first episode it jumps around.
Yeah, I mean, it took me like 4 in because I'm not that. It took me a second to realize. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's going on.
But you're gonna realize it like
Yeah,
by the time you watch the second
it'll make
episode,
sense.
it doesn't line up with the first.
Yeah, and you're
that's
like,
not a spoiler
oh, okay.
really, but yeah.
So that I didn't love that, and I did get annoyed with Yen.
because he said it all the time.
It's just all you hear. Come on, Yen.
Dude, I loved it. Whenever he dropped the F-bomb, it cracked me up so bad.
Yen.
Um,
What was your bad?
for me, the bad, I think, was that they kind of jumped too quick into the world on some things, like the Law of Surprise. I had to watch 5 videos, and this is also almost a good
That
for
is
me.
that is true. That's good.
It's
though.
almost a good, but it's also a bad, because I had to watch like 5 videos to understand what the Law of Surprise is. I invoke the Law of Surprise, that which you have but do not know. I was like, what is that? And my wife didn't understand it, so I watched 5 videos, had to explain it to her. So it's a good thing because I like movies that make me do that a little bit sometimes, catch up, and you're really engrossed in this world, and it's going full nerd. So that was kind of good. The bad of it, though, why?
Why is it that your law
Why
surprises
do these
you gotta
things exist?
You gotta happen, yeah.
And who's this country invading? Like, what's the backstory? It was kind of almost rushed to the point. Like,
I
you
was
could
needing
see
a
the rush.
little more backstory. It
Yeah.
was needing that. Like, I like how it explained it enough. Like, it threw you into the world. Like, yeah, you're in. But I'd love a little more origin-y story, a little more history. As history buffs go, I'd like
Yeah.
a little more history on that.
Okay.
Nerdy,
Yeah, let's do some nerdy, spoiler-free nerdies.
spoiler-free nerdies. I like that they were able to make a video game live action. That's super nerdy.
Yeah.
Only because secretly, like, if this works well, it's gonna expand the world into Netflix doing maybe Skyrim, maybe other games, adaptations.
And because here's the thing, I think a video game transfers really well to a TV series like this one does, and it helps that you have a bunch of written material backing it. But if you look at like the Assassin's Creed movie, the Prince of Persia movie, there's a few others. They tried making a Halo movie. Video games and movies have not worked out. They do not have a good
For
track
movies,
record
it's
at all.
movies
for
is hard. I think movies.
But I
is
think
hard,
for
yeah.
television shows, it works better.
And now that like a studio like Netflix, Hulu, they can pick it up, they can afford it, and they can be like, you know what, people are gonna love it, and we did.
Yeah,
So that was really cool.
absolutely.
Nerdy. What other nerdies do you have here?
I think for me, I think the nerdy was just the action scenes were so well done and so different than anything else I've ever seen. They would use slow motion at times. This isn't a spoiler, but there's a scene where someone's coming down with an axe and you see another character coming up with a sword, and it's just in slow motion and it's this wide pan, and the scene is just so pretty. So for me, the action, so good.
There was really cool fight scenes that felt like Captain America, like when they're in a contained area and you can't move, you don't have that much movement, but they still make it work.
Yeah.
Like you feel a little claustrophobic, but it's good enough that it works. That is very nerdy. Good point. Good point, sir.
And so in the video games, he has magic, and this isn't really a spoiler because it's part of who he is. He's a Witcher, and it's cool to see him utilize magic and weapons because he switches it up.
He does. He doesn't rely on any one of them. He doesn't rely on any of them, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, so it was cool to see, like, I don't know, and I like that they didn't explain that. Like, you just kind of had to figure it out, and they had cool symbols throughout. Not really a spoiler again, but man, I should stop clarifying everything.
And if you're spoiled, I'm sorry.
Someone commented that our last spoiler for your review was really quick, so
yeah,
I'm trying really hard to keep this one longer without spoiling.
I guess that's true. That one was a little different than this one, because this one you can take your time to watch, which is really cool, because it's not that long. I mean, that's 8 episodes?
Yeah.
Hour long, so you can build your way to it, which I really like.
Yes.
On your way around. Yes, Yennefer, yes.
Well, one of his weapons, he pulls out some brass knuckles, and they have like either bat heads or wolf heads on them. It's hard to tell because it's a quick glance, but even just something like that, like you see it for 2 seconds, but they put that detail in there.
Yes.
And all right, my last nerdy is Henry Cavill in general, and this will transition to our full-length podcast on Cavill. Cavill? I always said Cavill, but I think it's Cavill typically. I don't know. You know, he's English, so...
British, isn't it?
Yeah. But he slept in his armor at points. Like, he got really into the role. He wanted it to look worn, so he slept in it. He would talk like that. Like, there were a ton of extra steps he took. And he played the game through, I think, 3 times, which it's a huge game.
No, it's massive.
So he played it through 3 times.
That world alone, the game... blew my mind. I couldn't, like, if you ever played any other game, just one city in that game is the size of a whole other game alone. So it's
and he was trying so hard to stay true to the character of Geralt. So
he does it really good. He's more of a method actor than you would think. Yeah. Like, I was shocked. We did some research and we looked it up of how his diet was before being shirtless. And I'm like, you're already a 12. You're an Adonis. And he's doing all this stuff of, like, not drinking, not eating, just to look cut for this. And he did it well.
Dude, the drinking in particular.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, so much water, no salt, which I understand what bodybuilders do, but doing that and having to remember your lines and act and having to say, Yennefer. It's hard. Yen. Pouty yen. All right.
It was just, I don't know, and his eyeballs.
Great, right?
Sorry.
And he does it well.
His eyeballs.
We ship him hard. We just love him.
Yeah.
Because he promotes being hairy. I'm sorry. He doesn't shave his chest.
Yeah.
He does it well.
And he doesn't have the body type like Thor, where it's just all about the abs or anything else. He's just a big dude, and I love that.
He's a big, massive guy.
Like, he just pulls off big.
And he's chiseled.
He's chiseled. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you keep liking us, please subscribe down low. I don't know where. We're not really good at this because we want a URL.
Yeah.
So follow us, and then we'll be taking the rest of our love for Henry Cavill.
Yeah, into our podcast. It'll just be a continuation. So
listen there, follow it. It's Deadlight Nerds. We're on Spotify, iTunes, Apple,
pretty much any major
you
podcast.
Find it, we're there. You can't get away from us. We're the best.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, Knights. Yeah. Thanks.